Good morning, warriors. Good morning, warriors. Welcome to the lesson 6 for graders. Today is Tuesday, and we are going to advance with the lesson 6. The lesson 6, and we are going to start. And today we are going to see the topic is swamp life. What is swamp? Swamp is a kind of forest with water, right? And today we're going to study about the swamps, what kind of animals live in the swamp, and what happened with the trees in the swamp, what kind of roots and special kind of fish or species of trees can survive with water all day. Remember that the water is important for the trees, but some trees cannot survive with water all day, all night, all the weeks. And in the swamp, the water is every day, it's permanent. So as you see in the picture, some trees are not like ready or stable to stay in the swamp. Only one kind or one species of trees can survive in the swamp. And this swamp is a special habitat for special animals, right? So it's important to see and describe that the swamp is not a good place for human, right? Because it's not like so clean. Remember that is water that is together, right? So we are going to read a little bit about the swamp. What kind of tree keeps its roots above ground? For example, if you were to water a household plant with salt water, it wouldn't or will not live very long. Even so, some very old plants and trees have found a way to live in a salty environment. The water that is there is with salt. It's the same water of the ocean, right? In some cases, it's not sweet water, it's salt water. Can you imagine the salt all day, all night in the plants? It's something, right, amazing to study. It's lucky, that they do too, because they create a home for hundreds of other species. Mangrove swamps, right, are distinctive ecosystems located in warm parts of the world. They're found in sheltered coastal areas, in the coast. For example, in Honduras, what is the coast of Honduras? Ceiba, Atlántida, gracias a Dios, right? All of this is the coast. Like bays or lagoons, mangrove swamps are muddy and filled with salty water. Even though most plants will not be able to live there, mangrove trees and shrubs do quite well. They have large root systems that look like stilts or long fingers, right? The roots are very long, are special, right? Because most of the tree roots are so far above the ground, the body of the trees does not get covered in salt water. At high tide, a thick tangle of roots also lie below the soil. Okay, in conclusion, that this is the tree. Imagine, right? This is the tree. Bueno, it's an example, right? The salty water is only in this part, but this part is dry, right? The water don't touch this part. So the water is in this part, right? But the roots are not there. The roots are very, very far from the water, right? For the reason these trees can survive, because the roots are not down. The roots are out looking for the ground, right? Looking for the ground or looking for the soil. In some cases are permanent underwater, right? So let's continue. For example, if you see in here are parts with soil, right? So in this part, the roots of the trees are not in the water. In the water only is only the part of the trunk, right? Of the trunk. but the roots are out of the water. In some cases, most of the roots. So, we are going to read a little bit. The roots of the mangroves act as a filter. They keep sediment from the land from flowing into the ocean. They also protect the land. They keep it from eroding too quickly. During large storms, mangrove swarms can keep land near the water from flooding. They also filter out pollution, right? So one of the most important roles of the mangrove swamp is to provide a habitat for animals, right? For example, some species like huge manatees, tiny bacteria, the gnarly roots are mangroves provide protection for small creatures. They even act as a source of nursery for some type of marine wildlife, right? For example, salamanders, small insects, small amphibians, right? The young grow up under the shelter and then go to the ocean. It's important to see that swamps, right, are like special homes for babies species, and when they grow, they jump to the ocean. It's the same water, right? For example, in Honduras, we can find mangrove or manglares or mangrove swamps in San Lorenzo, right? In San Lorenzo, you can find it. Ahora, inside San Lorenzo, the mangrove swamps, like trees, inside the forest of the water, right? Bueno, the mangrove swamp is like a forest in the water, right? Inside this place is the home of the baby fish, the baby insect, the baby amphibians. When they grow out, they jump to the oceans or seas. So the moist or muddy mangroves are home of to at least 2,000 species of reptiles and amphibians, as I told you, right? Some of the saltwater crocodiles that live there measure more than 20 feet in length. More than 200 species of fish also live in the swamps. Water birds like storks or egrets get plenty of tasty meals. And different kind of frogs, fish, insects to eat. Mammals like raccoons, other bats, bears, minks, and deers live in the around the mangrove swamps. This is a monkey trying to survive in the swamp. It's fantastic. It's awesome, right? And in conclusion, this is the topic of today, the mangrove swamps, right? It's an important place that you have to understand, you have to learn. If you want to watch, I'm going to put other video that you can watch about mangroves and you can learn a little bit. No classwork. See you the next meet. Love you.